Okay, I was asked to do section 3.3, number 68, and so I took some time to write out that problem. I just noticed that the cosine value is negative, so I'll sneak that negative sign in there. Apologize if that's not so readable. But as you read through this question, maybe you're familiar with it already, cosine value of this angle is -1/2. S is just representing an angle. They're choosing S because they're dealing with the unit circle, and therefore the arc length is the same as the angle measurement, and so that's why they're using S. But S is no different than theta. So essentially they want us to find the angles where cosine of cosine of that angle is -1/2 and stay within 0 to 2 pi. So how do we do this? This is a very common question, but not asked this way. You're going to need to know and be able to figure out the times where cosine is -1/2. And so you'll remember that all students take calculus, and therefore since it's negative, we can rule some things out. Let me come in here with the red pen. Definitely not in quadrant 1, definitely not in quadrant 4. Those are the only 4 quadrants between 0 and 2 pi, right? And so we're only going to limit ourselves that way. And so what do we know? We know for sure that we have a quadrant 2 angle and a quadrant 3 angle. And then we're done. So we just got to name these angles. It only happens twice in that interval. So then we got to go back to our memorization. For what first quadrant angle is the cosine 1/2? And we think, well, maybe 30 degrees. But nope, sine of 30 degrees is 1/2. So it's 60 degrees. So I need a 60-degree reference angle in quadrant 2 and in quadrant 3. Well, how do I get that? Well, for quadrant 2, I back off by 60 degrees and name the degree as 120 degrees. That's one of the answers. For the quadrant 3, I start at the axis and I move forward the reference angle. What memorized reference angle? The first quadrant acute angle. That's why they're saying you can get by with all the acute ones. And this is 240 degrees. We're finished. Those are the two angles whose cosine would be -1/2 as you move through 0 to 2 pi. Oh, I'm sorry, I put him in degrees. I should not have put him in degrees, right? Everything was in radians, so that's actually a good mistake. It wasn't until I looked back at the conditions. So where am I? It's even easier. It's not a pi over 6 reference angle, it's a pi over 3, right? 60 degrees is pi over 3. And so I take pi minus pi over 3. Well, what's that? 2 pi over 3. And I take pi plus pi over 3. And that's 4 pi over 3. Apologize, those are the ones that we want. We want the ones with radian measure. Now we're finished.